Hi everyone, today I'm doing a mirrored shelf unit. This is a little bit more involved, so let's get started. You will need a half-inch sheet of plywood measuring 52 by 15 inches, four 12 by 12 mirrors. I got a pack with four for $8.99 at Ikea and three shelves measuring 12 by 5.5 inches. Now you can get these cut for you at the store. The only tool you will need for this is a drill. So I started by just placing the items on the plywood equidistant apart with a 1.5 inch border around the edge, making my markings. Now to attach the shelf, if you look, you see I made those little dots. That's the center of the shelf, and then I align the pieces of shelves with that and pre-drill a hole in all three pieces. Next, I drill through those holes, those dots I made on the piece of plywood, and then I use 1 5/8 screws and screw them halfway in, a little bit more than halfway in. To attach the shelves, I simply screw those screws into those pre-drill holes. So you're going to turn them until you can't turn them anymore. It's firm, like you see me doing there. Then I stood the unit up and made sure the shelves were level. Next, I'm going to place the unit with the shelves facing upward, and I'm just going to do like a dry run. I'm going to put the mirrors in place just to make sure they fit in the spaces between the shelves. This is very important. I had to remove one of my shelves because it was too far down. After that, you're going to flip it over. You're basically having it stand on the shelves, and this is where you're going to start to permanently secure the shelf to the plywood. So you're going to pre-drill on either side of the screw you had put in on each shelf. So you're drilling through the plywood into the shelves. And once you have done that, then you're going to go in with your screws to secure it. So now I am putting the screws in on either side of the original screw on all three shelves. So that's it. The hardest part is over, guys. So this is where the fun begins. Now you're going to use mirror glue to attach the mirror to the unit. Spread that glue evenly, and you're going to make sure you press the mirror onto the plywood. Make sure it's even. Now remember I mentioned earlier that I have a 1.5 inch border. I decided to use these 1 inch mirrors for that, which is going to leave me with another 1/2 inch, but we'll deal with that later on. Now I had to attach them individually because this glue dries very quickly. So what I did was put a little bit at a time into a container and just attach them individually. If I had spread it across, along the length of the mirror, chances are it would have been dried by the time I got to the parts of it. So it's best to do it in small sections at a time. So this is what it looks like once I've completed putting those 1 inch mirrors around the border. Now for the other 1/2 inch, I am using this molding. It's a wood molding, and I just simply painted it silver just to kind of flow with the mirror. And to attach it, I used some of that same glue. Of course, I had to cut the edges to match the edges at 45-degree angles. You could use a miter saw or you could use a miter box for that. So once I've attached the molding, this is what it looks like. Next, I'm going to move to the shelves. So my plan was to mirror the top and sides and front of the shelves. I purchased those mirrors at Dollar Tree and I tried to cut them using my mirror cutting tool, but I just wasn't getting the sizes. So I went to Lowe's and of course I have to buy their mirror, and they didn't have any in the area where they do the glass cutting. So I had to buy a pack of 6 for $10, which is somewhat better than the deal that I got for the Ikea mirrors, for $9. But the edges were not smooth at all, so I had to kind of find a solution for that. If you look closely, you see how somewhat jagged they are. I couldn't face them inward because it would reflect into the mirror that's vertical. So I came up with a solution for that. I used a cap type molding. This is what it looks like, and I just glue that on to the edge to cover the jagged edges of the pieces that were cut at the store. Once I did that, I simply painted whatever wood that was showing, silver, and whatever holes I had left over from me trying to attach the shelves, I just filled those with painter's caulk. Of course, you have to hang this securely, so I use mirror hangers, picture hangers, and I use also this wire. You can get it at the hardware store. It's fairly cheap, because you want to make sure your item will stay. And this is what it looks like, guys. Not a very hard project. Once you get the shelves on, it's a go for you. If you follow my instructions, you shouldn't have a problem. This is actually my first time putting shelves onto something, so it took me a little while, but if I were to do this a second time, which I sure I am, I'm sure my friends are going to ask me to make one for them or so. It will be so much easier the second time. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day now. Bye bye.